Hey, beauty. So good to be with you. I want to talk today about what are we learning through massive change and upheaval. Right? Just naming that that's what we're in right now. It's a lot of chaos, a lot of upheaval, a lot of change. My life is reflecting that. Chances are your life is reflecting that in some way, shape, or form. And this is just the way of it right now, because we agreed to incarnate during these changes of ages, and we're making a huge evolutionary shift. And really, the consciousness of humanity is in our co-creative realm of choice. I don't want to say that it's 100% on our shoulders. And I also don't want to say that we don't have a choice, because it's really both. It's a both and. We have a say in how we evolve. That's beautiful, actually. That's part of us incarnating as spirit in a body. So today, one of the gifts that I want to presence that's happening in the change and the upheaval is the gift of community. What we've learned through massive abundance. And I know that might sound strange, because there are so many people who think themselves not abundant. But if we look at the macro level, macroeconomics shows us that we have less poverty in the world than we have ever had before. We have more opportunity to make money in the world than we've ever had before, spawned by the internet and now new currencies that are online, cryptocurrencies that are online, that will revolutionize Africa. It's already in Central and South America. Think about that. Like, major shifts are on the precipice. They haven't happened yet. And believe me, they're not perfect. You know, they're not perfect. We can see the downsides of them right now, and we have a lot to work out. But we're here in the middle of a shift. And in this massive abundance, what's happened to us is that we've become isolated. It's been easy, quote unquote, for a lot of the population to live in a large house by yourself, consuming tons of energy, ordering sushi, and you don't even live at the ocean, right? Like think of all the opulence, truly the opulence we have had as modern humans. And we've paid deep prices for them. Mother Nature has paid deep prices for them. And so there's a reckoning that's happening right now. And that reckoning is the destruction of the old and the rebirth of the new. And it's happening simultaneously, right? You know, it's not really like a bomb hits a city and it's devastated and then we rebuild. It's kind of like the bomb is hitting and we're rebuilding at the same time. It's nutty in that way. And that's why growth is happening. It's not just a pure wipeout. Growth is happening in the middle of all the chaos and discombobulation. The invitation in this chaos is to form community. We're going to start to see how our well-being is tied to other people. If we haven't seen that already, we're going to see that more and more. You know, my mom had a stroke, and like 6 months ago, and I see how community is super important. She really loves her independence, and as most people do, especially when you age. And the truth of it is that she can't really thrive unless she has other people. And she's really getting present to, like, I want other people in my life. Like, especially when you're at the end of your life, the things that you value are community. We're going to get those messages earlier. So if you haven't already gotten them, you're going to get them. And that is like food supply, being connected to being in community, holding a certain frequency and not getting lost in the clouds or in your own thoughts are going to be part of what community does for you. So we get to be discerning about our community as well. Are they lifting us up? Do they have a vision that I can get enrolled in? So you get to invite your own thinking, the own power of your questions to be, what are the ways that I can be more community minded? What are the ways I want to receive community in my own life? How could my well-being benefit from having a deeper connection with people? And that requires us to learn how to be vulnerable and actually share our hearts. And it also requires us to do a lot of shadow work. And I'll send the shadow work link with this video so that you can step into even more work on seeing the parts of you that come out in community. I think a lot of us, a lot of humanity, let me just say, like I can see the trends of humanity wanting to isolate so that we don't get triggered. But we're not going to have that luxury. And we're going to also it's not even just not a luxury. It's like a thriving, like we know that we will thrive when we're in community. And so we need to learn these distinctions of how do we actually get along. To me, the tension, the tensegrity, that tension that produces integrity, that's a Buckminster Fuller word, is from being 100% self-expressed, fully self-expressed, and getting along with others. We have not mastered that yet. We get to experiment, and it's going to be messy. It's going to be chaotic, but that's going to be one of the invitations of the upheaval that's happening right now. So take it on. Start now. Don't wait.